Hey, what's up, my YouTube fam? I'm back. This is Larry with the Best Credit Repair Channel. Today, we're going to be breaking down two of the two main, sections in the Fair Credit Reporting Act that you can use to get items deleted off your credit report. The proper way to use it and how you can use it in the aspect of if you have to take it to the next level against the credit bureaus or the creditors. Section 611 and Section 623 we're going to cover. I'm also going to give you an example of an account and what to look for in that account to let you know how to structure your dispute letter and how to read this report so you know how to pick up the inaccuracy. But first, I want to say thank you for all my new subscribers coming to the channel. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Please share it. A lot of people like this information. They need this information so they can get their credit report on point. But this may be a little long video, so let's get into the meat of the video and let's get into it. So first, we're going to talk about Section 611. What is Section 611? It is the procedure in case of disputed accuracy. This is where you're going to say the credit bureaus, you have a responsibility to dispute this item and get this inaccurate item off my credit report, right? That is your responsibility. I'm going to read you some things off of here, kind of break it down. So all this information, what I'm doing is in my master dispute package. If you're interested in it, I'll give more information toward the end of the video to make it a little simpler for y'all so you don't have to look through the whole Fair Credit Reporting Act, which is also in my master dispute package, and the consumer the credit resource guide, which has Metro 2, which is in the master dispute package. It's full of information. So let's get into it. The treatment of inaccurate, unverifiable information. It is the credit bureau's responsibility. If any information disputed by a consumer, an item of the consumer is found to be inaccurate or incomplete or cannot be verified, the consumer reporting agency shall promptly delete this item of information from the file or modify that item of information as appropriate based on the results of the investigation, and promptly notify the furnisher of the information that the information has been modified or deleted from the file. So that is their responsibility. If they delete it because they feel like, yes, this is reporting inaccurate based on the information that I'm looking at, and we're going to delete this account, they have to notify the original creditor that they deleted this account. But mind you, a lot of times you have to be strong with these people because we don't pay the credit bureaus. The creditors are paying them to report this information. So a lot of times you got to make sure these credit bureaus are on point. That's why number one rule, don't report two or three things. If you find one, you know that this is inaccurate, dispute that one thing. That's why a lot of times some people don't like, maybe they don't like some credit repair because they're only disputing one thing and they want them to dispute 10 things. It's a reason why you don't dispute so many things at one time. One of the reasons is because if you dispute 4 things and say the credit bureau finds 2 of those things as accurate, how you know they're going to make it to the other 2 areas that are inaccurate? They'll be like, this is accurate, this is accurate, this account is accurate, right? We don't know that. Right. And then so we want to make sure that we don't give them any reason, any excuses to say something is accurate when we know we're only going to give you the inaccurate information. Now, if there is 2 things that are just flat out inaccurate, yes, and put them on there. But do not put 2 or 3 things, just try to throw a bunch of stuff on there because, for one, you can't find anything inaccurate and you're just throwing the dice to hope the credit bureaus hit the button to have it deleted. I mean, you could do it, nothing wrong with that, because sometimes it may work. But I'm talking about you have inaccurate and you want to create a foundation, a case against the creditor and the credit bureaus. Right. The other thing, notice to consumer. If any information that has been deleted from the consumer's file to subject A is reinserted on the file, the consumer reporting agency shall notify the consumer of the reinsertion in writing no later than 5 days after the reinsertion of the item. What does that mean? That means that if that account was reinserted 5 days, based on 5 days after it's reasserted, you should have got something saying that they reasserted this account. So one thing we want to watch out, big people who do it all the time to get away with it, is collection agencies. Well, how do they get away with it? Because they had an account and then you got it deleted and then they couldn't get no money out of you. So they sold it to another collection agency who gave it a different account number, and then they reinserted. You're like, hold up, this is an old account number. I had this deleted. First of all, they're in violation, the credit bureaus, under Section 611, because they didn't notify you. But how do you get them to understand that this account was deleted? That's why any deleted information, you got something deleted, the credit bureaus told you they deleted it, you must keep that information. Don't just toss it in the trash. Keep that information. Why? Because they reinserted it. You could say this account has been reasserted. It was with X collection company with this account number. This under the same original creditor. This account was sold to this collection agency that gave it a different account number. But this is actually the same account number that was deleted. You reinserted an account without notifying me 5 days after the reinsertion date that you reinserted this account. Happens all the time. Credit bureaus get away. Collection agencies get away with it. The credit bureaus are not really understanding because all they're looking at is the account number. They don't know if that's the same account number they deleted. That's why you need to keep that information. On this dispute, on this date, under this reference number, this account was deleted. So they can go back and look and say, yeah, this account was deleted. So you can get that account deleted again, right? 5 days, you want to look at your postmark date when you have it. You could backdate it 5 days and say, yes, it was reported on my credit report. They reinserted it. They sent me a letter, postcard, post date on my letter says yes, right? Notice of reinvestigation, right? Another thing, you're going to reinvestigate. The Consumer Reporting Agency shall provide a written notice to a consumer of the results of a reinvestigation under the subject no later than 5 days after the completion of the reinvestigation by mail. They're going to send it to you by mail. You want it by mail. Don't let them send it to you email. You want that stuff by mail so you can have record of it. Emails, you could and mess around, accidentally delete that email and be gone forever. Don't just, you want a hard copy. The other thing I want to talk about, responsibility. You hear a lot when the credit bureaus talk about a reasonable investigation. What do they mean by reasonable investigation? Meaning that you sent a dispute in, they sent the disputed information to the original creditor, but the original creditor came back and said it was accurate. You can't sue the credit bureaus because they did a reasonable investigation. They filed your dispute. They submitted your dispute with the original creditor. The original creditor came back and said it was accurate, right? The point is, did they do a reasonable investigation? Now, I do want to talk about this. You hear people talk about 609 letters junk. Listen, a 609, all you're asking for is documentation that they may have on file on that account with the credit bureaus, and you're requesting that. And it also has to be used with Section 610 that says, I'm providing you my identification so you can release that information to me. Any information you have on the accounts I am disputing on this dispute letter. That's what it is. But people are sending it. If they don't have that information, they can't send it to you. They're not going to go and request it with the original creditor. Hey, the consumer is requesting this information. I need this information. So no, it doesn't work that way. Only information they physically have on file could they send you under Section 609. I wanted to cover that right quick. Right. But under the reinvestigation, reasonable investigation. That is the main thing. So before the expiration of 5 days period beginning the date of which a consumer reporting agency receives notification of dispute from any consumer or reseller, in paragraph 1, the agency shall provide notification of disputed to any person who provides any information in dispute at the address in the manner established with that person. Right? Now let's move on. And this is kind of the last thing I want to cover before I move on to the next section. Frivolous disputes. Listen, when you're disputing, the credit bureaus, in most cases, what they mean by frivolous, and they may use this to say this account has already been verified as accurate, meaning this dispute doesn't make sense. You haven't provided any other information for us to dispute the inaccuracies of this account. Some people dispute the same thing over and over and over again, which, remember, the credit bureaus are making note of these investigations, meaning they have on record what you investigated, when you investigated. Are you providing any new information? Are you not? So a lot of times you get those, this account has already been verified. This account has already been verified. This account has already been verified. You have to provide new, relevant information so they can conduct a new investigation on the account to have it deleted. That's really, really important. But that's not the first step. That's just step one. But we also want to talk about the original creditor. What the original creditor does, right? A lot of people skip the original creditor. I don't skip the original creditor, especially if there are inaccuracies on my credit report, because I want to notify you. One, and I didn't put this out in the beginning, but I'm not a lawyer. I'm just reading what the Fair Credit Reporting Act says. And if it's a violation, I'm just giving you information that it's a violation. You can go out and further do your own research, but I am breaking it down for you. Now, remember, to sue a consumer for inaccuracies, you have to file a indirect dispute with the credit bureaus. You cannot sue the original creditor if you have not filed a dispute with the credit bureaus, right? So you have to do that. So with the creditors, they fall under Section 623, which is 1681 S2B. Now let me read a couple things for you. The Fair Credit Reporting Act prohibits information furnishers from providing information to a credit reporting agency that no or reasonable cause believe is inaccurate. Inaccurate could mean incomplete, inaccurate, unverifiable. All those things are important to understand, right? The creditor has a responsibility to make sure they're providing accurate information. Let me turn the page because I got some more stuff. Every time you dispute something with the credit bureaus, information to one or more credit reporting agencies determine that the information provided is not complete or accurate, the furnisher must promptly provide complete and accurate information to the credit reporting agencies. In addition, the furnisher must notify all credit reporting agencies that receive the information of any correction and must thereafter report only to the completed and accurate information section. All this is saying is when they make any changes, they have to notify all the credit bureaus, right? So that's the other thing. They have to notify. So if the information is inaccurate on 3, you would either see an update on these accounts Just say you disputed it with TransUnion, and TransUnion was inaccurate, and Equifax is inaccurate, and Experian is accurate, but you did not dispute with them. And you notice that, yes, they updated it on my TransUnion, but Experian Equifax, they did notify. But the credit reporting agencies actually is responsible for sending them the updated information that must be updated on all three. If they don't do that, that is how you catch them in a violation. They just send it over to TransUnion. They left out the other two. They have to. Duties after notice of dispute from consumer. If a consumer notifies a furnisher at an address specified from the furnisher for such notice, the specific information is inaccurate and the information is in fact inaccurate, the furnisher must therefore report the correct information to the Credit Reporting Act under the Section 623A1B. In addition, the consumer notifies the furnisher that the consumer disputed the completeness or accuracy of any information reported by the furnisher. The furnisher may not subsequently report that information to a credit reporting agency without providing notice of dispute, meaning they have to put that this account is in dispute. The creditor has to put this account is in dispute. They can't provide any information without saying this account is in dispute. A lot of consumer lawyers, that's how they catch a lot of people. They'll put a dispute in. The original creditor didn't put it in as a disputed item, and they go as a Fair Credit Reporting Act violation under Section 623 B1A and B1B. The other thing we need to look at is conduct investigation and review all relevant and provided by the Fair Credit. Okay, I already read that. Report the results to the Fair Credit Reporting, the Fair Credit Agency, the Credit Reporting Agency that referred the dispute, and in the investigation established that the information was in fact incomplete or inaccurate, and reported information to all the credit bureaus. Complete the above steps within 30 days from the Fair Credit Reporting Act. I don't know why I keep saying Fair Credit Reporting Act. From the Credit Reporting Agency received the dispute, or 45 days if the consumer later provides relevant additional information. So what that means is you're already in dispute. You say, oh, I forgot something in my letter. This is important to the dispute. You send it in. They could extend that investigation time or reinvestigation time to 45 days. Right. So with Section 623, how do we use this? So with Section 623, let's go through the steps. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to do your dispute. You're going to write your dispute to the credit bureaus, and then you're going to wait, whatever it is. So let me give you an example. I'm posting up now a credit report on an account. I left out the name of the account because that's not important. What's important is the day open. If you notice, this account was opened in 12/27/2016. There's no 2016 in it. This account based to now is 7 years old, right? So all of 16 is missing from this account, making this account inaccurate. Now, if you look, they have no data. That means it's not complete. Account is inaccurate. But let's even dig any deeper. If you look down where it says payment history guide, the first says 30 days past due July of 2017. July of 2017, they say it's 60 days. Then if you go to the next one, it says 60 days past due as of August 2017. August 27th, there says no data. Then if you look at the next one, 90 days past due in September, data is accurate. But you're missing pretty much almost a whole year of reporting. This account is incomplete and it's inaccurate. Both things apply to this account. So did Did y'all really see that when y'all was looking at the account? That's what I look for. Those are the things I spot out on these accounts to prove they're inaccurate, to get these accounts deleted. And now, just say that account comes back verified from the credit reporting agency, from the credit reporting agencies, and then they sent that investigation to the creditor. The creditor came back and said it was verified. So now I'm going to do a method of verification letter to say, how did you verify this account? I'm going to relist what I disputed. I disputed to make sure we verified on my original dispute that I did dispute this information as inaccurate, missing X amount of months of reporting. You have no data in X amount of months, no reporting. You say in the payment history guide, you said August I was 30 minutes, but up in the payment history, you say that I was 60 days, inaccurate. Then I'm going to take this same thing, I'm going to snip it, take out, and I'm going to dispute it with the original creditor. But what I'm going to tell the original creditor is I disputed the inaccuracies of this account, and you verified that this account is accurate. What I'm sending you, this is from TransUnion. This is not from a third party. This is from my official credit report that you report to directly to TransUnion. You are in violation of Section 623. At this point, because you have verified that this account is accurate, you are in violation. I am requesting that you remove this account from my credit report. I have also filed a new investigation, a method of verification. How did they verify that this information was accurate, and to reinvestigate this information? And now I'm notifying you, because under Section 623, you have been notified of the inaccuracies, directly notified that this account is reported inaccurate. Now you got their note. You got them on notice. Now, if they send back after you even sent them that information, because you should be keeping copies of everything, you should be sending this certified mail when they received it, all that stuff. You are building your case against them, right? So if they don't delete that account, they're in violation. Listen, if you're not going to delete it, you leave me no choice but to take the information, the disputed information, the results of the investigation, your letter, to file a Fair Credit Reporting Act violation under Section 623. That's what you should be doing. That's how you go after them. Understand how to read a credit report, how to dig deep in the credit report, how to pick out the little things that may be inaccurate for you to go after. I didn't want to make this video too long. I know it's pretty long. Listen, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in my master dispute package, hey, shoot me an email. I'll pop it up here, and then I will get that master dispute package. The nice thing is, when you send me an email, you have my phone number, you have my email. I will look out for you. I will give you, you could ask me whatever you want to ask me. Now, if you want a free credit analysis, I'm getting ready to, people ask me all the time, I'm getting ready to move away. I may just start charging $25 for credit analysis, because they're starting to pile in. But if you want a free credit analysis, free credit analysis, meaning I'm going to go through your credit report with you for free from annual credit report. If you want a free credit, I give it to you. If you need help, I will help you. If you want my master dispute package, I got you. So it's probably 12 files in this message that covers so much information. Dig deep. But hey, I'm here to help. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for hanging out. Like, subscribe, and I'm out.